So today I'm going over the smartest characters in Death Note and ranking the 10 smartest. No Shinigami, only humans, and yes, I'm including characters from the recent one-shot and the BB novel. I'll go over who's featured first and then more detail in short time. The characters include Light, L, Nia, Matt, Watari, Mikami, Misora, BB, Mallow, and Tanaka. If you want more Death Note content, subscribe and let me know your thoughts down below. Let's go. In 10th place we have Matt, a teenager from Wammy's house. If you don't remember what this house is, it's an orphanage that raised L and then later Nia and Mallow. This is found in the Death Note How to Read. His intelligence was ranked after Nia and Mallow in the orphanage. His feature in the story came about when he was roped in to assist Mallow but failed to predict Kira's actions, resulting in him dying. He was ranked 3 in intelligence in the orphanage that featured the most intellectually gifted children, with this data being displayed as following. You can find all this in the Death Note How to Read, a solid holder for the 10th smartest in Death Note. In 9th place we have Watari, the backbone of L's support. His stats are shown here to be higher than Matt in all aspects. His past involved using his earnings that came from his inventions to set up an orphanage, became Wami's house. He also was stated to be a brilliant sniper among many other things, leaving him ranked 9 as the smartest in Death Note. He also had that Chad moment when he was dying and just quickly deleted all that information. What a Chad, rest in peace Watari. 8 we have Teru Mikami, the young prosecutor who worshipped Kira and became a user of the Death Note. His stats are shown here to be high in intelligence, motivation, and willingness to act that play a massive role in overall intelligence. He was chosen by Light to be the new Kira. He was talented and more than willing to act on his own when needed, even if that led to his ultimate downfall. In 7th we have Naomi Misora. She was seen as a threat by Light, and when she was still an FBI agent, she was a top-notch investigator who was favoured by L due to her help in the BB murder case. She showcased her investigative brilliance and her intelligence when she was able to detect the presence of Kira from a tiny bit of evidence, and all shine in the BB murder case. If you haven't read Death Note Another Note, the Los Angeles BB murder case story, that's a pre-sequel to the Death Note manga, make sure to check that out. And yep, on to the next person. In 6th we have BB, standing for Beyond Birthday from Death Note Another Note, the Los Angeles BB murder cases. He's a former successor for L from Wami's house and a serial killer behind the Los Angeles BB murder case that was mentioned in the light novel. He and another were the 2 children in line to succeed L for the first time since L came about. However, his pressure resulted in him leaving the house and the other 2 kill themselves. After he left the house pretty much, L has spent many years tracking cases around the world to search for him. Beyond came up with a plan to surpass L as the world's greatest criminal, giving L a case that he hoped L wouldn't be able to solve, and he was born with Shinigami eyes, which adds to his overall intelligence. But I'm not taking into like abilities such as that into overall intelligence, but I think rank 6 for BB is pretty logical. He's meant to be similar to L. His looks are described, we don't actually see him, but his looks are described to be similar to L, so I'm just going to assume he's not L, but he's close. He's more intelligent, and I'm just going to play it safe and leave him in 6th spot. In 5th we have Mallow. He was raised as a candidate for succeeding L, becoming the 2nd candidate after Nia. His pure intelligence stat is lower than Nia and other characters, but has the highest willingness to act stat in all of Death Note. He went out on his own to catch Kira to solve the case and prove his worth, resulting in him joining the Mafia and end up telling them what to do or controlling them somewhat. There will be more from Mallow in the later characters. 4th we have Minoru Tanaka from the new Death Note one-shot. People may be raging at this placement for the sheer statement that Nia said he was defeated by Akira in turn Tanaka, but the thing is, it doesn't really prove he's smarter than Nia or the above characters. His willingness to act is most likely lower than the above characters, which may result in his downfall. He was able to outplay Nia, but compared to the other characters' higher feats, it doesn't really add to his intelligence that much, because Nia as a whole didn't really do anything to even stop Tanaka. He really only outplayed Nia, who just sat in his room just like he did, just sat in his room and used Ryuk to do everything, and then got rich and then died from a pretty BS rule. But he didn't just couldn't really do much. I know people are praising him as like the smartest character in Death Note, but like it's pretty simple that he's not. His goals were like nothing compared to like characters like Light. His goals were to stay in his room, get rich by using the power of a Shinigami who just wants apples. Like I don't think Ryu could have done that for Light if Light wanted to, like, you know, do that. He just wanted some apples, you know. It's been like 10 years or so. Just give us some apples, bro. But Tanaka, I'm gonna leave him 4th place. He maybe, you could argue he's above Nia, who is in 3rd place. So it's good to mention that the intelligence stat in the data book Death Note had to read refers to the authors. The author stated that this stat is not meant to be fully intelligent. It's pretty much knowledge that a character has, so what they know, which isn't the only aspect that leads into intelligence. So it's good to mention that here because Nia has the highest intelligence stat, which only refers to knowledge. With this out of the way, I can break Nia's rank into 2 parts: why he's above Tanaka and why he's only 3rd. He's a genius who inherits L's name and one who solved Kira case that led to Light's destruction at the end of the original Death Note manga, but he wasn't able to do it alone due to his low willingness to act stat. He has the lowest, I believe, in this list in the willingness to act. This is shown in the Death Note how to read in the Death Note one shot. He just didn't do anything to stop Tanaka in the Death Note and really only thought of meeting him, and he was only able to catch Light due to Mellow's help, who has the highest willingness to act stat. And it's also mentioned by Nia that the only way he was able to surpass L, it was with him and Mellow together to surpass L, as stated by him himself in the story. So there you go, Nia's in 3rd place. In 2nd, we have the one and only Light Yagami. You may be wondering why he's above someone like Tanaka, with Light losing to Nia and Tanaka winning, but thinking about it, their goals as a whole, you can say that Tanaka just stayed in his room and used Ryuk to get rich pretty much, while Light had the goal of, you know, becoming the god of the new world, cleansing all the evil and all that. And in the story, Light went up against L and the whole police force, or the whole like international police force at times, and then up against Nia and Melee at the same time. And while his own people were questioning whether or not he's Kira, while, you know, Tanaka just, you know, just sat in his room, you know, just used Ryuk's power to just, you know, just give messages, you know, just nothing special about that. He only lost against Nia and Mello mainly due to Mikumi's shortcomings, with him pretty much not listening to everything Light said and then getting caught out and doing something he wasn't meant to do. Also, looking at his stats compared to other characters, even though we don't know what Tanaka's data would be, it's safe to say that he wouldn't be on the same level as Light, with maxed out acting skills, social life, motivation, creativity, and very high intelligence, which refers to knowledge, and willingness to act stat, which his willingness to act stats being on par with L and a little bit lower than Mello. As a whole, his ambitions were more extreme and he simply just did more to prove himself in the intelligence aspect. Now, the smartest character in all of Death Note goes to the one and only L. The author has gone on record and stated that he's the smartest in Death Note, and it's mentioned in the series that it took both Nia and Mello together to finally surpass him. And if the author says that someone is the smartest character in the story, you can just say that he's the smartest character in the story. He wrote the story, you can just say, yep, there you go, too easy. He always knew Light was Kira, but needed hard evidence to prove this. It's also mentioned by the author that when, L would say that to the police force that, it's only 2% that Light is Kira, he actually meant 99% every time he said that. And that just says something about L's character. L is the smartest in Death Note. He only lost, or was only failed due to a Shinigami Rem pretty much killing herself to, save the person she loves. Misa, the smartest character in Death Note, as I mentioned. And there you go, L, absolute Chad lad, smartest character in Death Note, my personal favorite character in Death Note. The author said he's the smartest character. It took both Nia and Mello together. Nia having the highest intelligence or knowledge stat, and Mello having the highest willingness to act stat. We have L's stats here. They don't really seem to match up. He has negative social life, because he's such a Chad lad. But it's too easy, dude. He has that very high willingness to act. His knowledge isn't as high as someone like Nia, but overall his intelligence is this number one L laureate, absolute Chad lad. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, subscribe and let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I'm currently working on a Shinigami video and still my Death Note one-shot review. Make sure to subscribe for them. Let me know what other Death Note videos you would want me to make down in the comments as well. And that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.